Hey guys, so I thought that I would come on here and sit down and have a candid talk with you guys. I know that when I started my channel, I was really just dumping a lot of the videos out of my phone because I had literally been recording for over a year, but I hadn't started the channel. But I didn't want to lose the footage, so I just kept recording life, kept going on, kept doing my tiny house projects, but I was still documenting as I went along. A couple of things I lost in an old phone, but for the most part, I haven't really sat down and been one on one with you guys. I did a little quick intro video and then another one with some poor lighting, just me rambling. But and I want to name drop. I got one of the videos. I want to say her name is Jade. I'm sorry, I don't remember the last name because I just started following her. Um, but she said to sit down and do some more head. If you see this, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it did make sense to me to personalize my page a little more. I did share in one or two of the videos with which I know everybody's not watching every single video, so it's okay to repeat things. But I did share that I had recently had a breast cancer scare. Well, not a scare. I actually had breast cancer, and I am breast cancer free now. But all of that, like life, just started happening after I set out to do my tiny house venture. There are so many layers, and I'll take the time every now and then and sit down and do these one-on-ones to kind of personalize the I'm not a professional when I'm out here doing my videos. I'm not trying to teach anybody how to do DIY perfect item or any of that. I was just talking to someone about my life and they said, "Hey, you should document that. You should share that." So I was like, "Well, that's a good idea." I hadn't wrapped my head around actually sharing it, but I did take heed to documenting. And life kept happening. So here we are. Um, Initially, I wanted to do a tiny house. I'd always said after my kids got grown, I have three children. One is um, 29 this year. No, actually, she turns 30 this year in November. My baby girl turns 25, and my son will be 21 this year. So, um, I want to say right before the pandemic, I was on the Tiny House Nation show really heavy. Um, we moved into this huge house. My cousin and I had split the house. She had the bottom half of the house, and I had the top half of the house. Well, then after a year, she moved out. We had, so I ended up with a huge 6 bedroom, three full bath house with pretty much a whole apartment in the basement. It was 2 bedroom, full bath with a shower, kitchen, everything in the basement. And the upstairs had 4 bedrooms and two separate entries. It was just a big, really big house. During that same year, my middle girl moved to Mississippi to finish school. My son started playing football, and he ended up spending well, he didn't start playing football. He had been playing football, but he was in high school now, and the stakes are a little higher in high school football. So he was spending most of his time with his brother friend. He was staying with them during the week, during football season. So I was literally in that huge house alone, and that's where I was going with that. My son will be there on the weekends. We would be at games, but most of the time during the week in that huge house, it was just me, and I was so overwhelmed by so much space, so much quiet, if that makes sense. I realized then that I only used two or three rooms. That's it. I'm gonna go in the kitchen. I'm gonna watch TV in my bedroom. I didn't even have a TV in the living room for so long. Um, but I realized then that more was not better for me. More makes some people happy. It did not. It swallowed me up. So I was downsizing from the 6 bedroom, 3 bath house to a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. My son's last year of high school, last 2 years of high school. And at that time, my mom got sick. She had vertigo real bad, was in the hospital, and um, instead of downsizing to the 2 bedroom, we moved in with her. She had 4 bedrooms, um, just temporarily. To I couldn't be in 2 places at once, and I'm her only adult daughter, so we moved in with her because of the timing. Long story short, I realized she had this. Her fourth bedroom was in a almost a loft kind of. It was an upstairs bedroom. It was an attic, really high ceilings though, um, and I completely transformed it into like a kitchenette, um, bed, kitchenette, recliner, lounge area. It was really nice. I called it the honeycomb hideout. That is when I knew that all of my ideas about going tiny, which at that time I thought was going to be an RV, not a tiny house. But I knew then that it was more than an idea, that it was actually possible that could be content in such a small space, which I believe that was God's intention to show me, in real life. Um, if I had had a bathroom in the honeycomb hideout, I probably wouldn't have ever come out except to check on my mom and my sister. Um, so, long story short, I have been working toward going tiny for a very long time. In the midst of that, when I moved in with my mom, COVID struck. And at that point, I was glad that I was at her house. I was glad that we were already a family unit. Um, but my life completely changed. The whole idea of um, moving out and all of that, just everything got put on hold. Um, Shortly after the pandemic began, and that first wave when it was really scary, really intense, a lot of people were dying. My grandmother's nursing home had a COVID outbreak. And I'm pretty sure I'll talk about this more later. I didn't want to put too much in one video, but I ended up leaving my mom's house, getting an apartment so that I could bring my grandmother out of the nursing home and to Atlanta to take care of her and so she could live with me. And needless to say, the whole point of me mentioning that is my tiny house RV dream was paused again. Um, so, saying that to say, I am finally here. I'm finally doing it. It's not something I just woke up and decided to do overnight. Um, and I've just been watching people do it. I've been watching countless YouTube videos. I've been watching countless tiny house TV shows, and I just have a knack for small spaces. So it's like a challenge. In this period of my life, it's very therapeutic. And when you see those videos and see how amateur my channel is and how amateur the work is, you'll understand now, because I'm sharing who I am in this video, that it has nothing to do with the actual work. It has nothing to do, this channel has nothing to do with the actual tiny house um, um, projects. Those are all avenues. And yeah, I just thought I'd share it with you guys as I go along because I'm so excited about it. It's hard to keep it to myself. Um, and here we are. So stay tuned, and I will be back with more of me. Tiny House Chronicles.